Alrighty guys, what is going up? I hope you guys are all having a great and fantastic day today. Now before we get started in today's episode, I need you to do me a couple of favors. The very first thing I need you guys to do is to go down and smash that like button, smash it hard. It's greatly appreciated. And if you're cool enough, you could subscribe too. But in today's episode, we're going to be talking about the GoPro stock. We're going to be looking at pretty much everything about this stock. Support, resistance, highs, lows, my future predictions, where it's at, what's going on with it, a ton of very cool things. So let's jump into the episode. Now for those of you that don't know what GoPro is, GoPros are sports cameras that are waterproof, pretty much shockproof, breakproof, and they do sell a variety of other items. They do sell drones, gimbals, 360 cameras, waterproof cameras, the smaller cameras, and what stands them out from a lot of other sports action cameras is a couple of things. The price point, you can get it for roughly $300. Second, they're very hard to break. And third, when you do break it, if you have the $5 a month plan, you can send it to them no cost and they will actually fix it up, and if they can't fix it, they'll just replace it fully for you. Now, I've used GoPros pretty much my whole life. I did have an off-brand one when I was younger, and then when I could afford one, I did buy one. And I used this in Florida on vacations and pretty much everywhere that I travel. So my overall views on GoPro is I think the cameras that they make are spectacular. I think their products are amazing, and I think their stock is a little iffy. So right now the stock is trading at roughly $3.99. Now it is up a little bit today just because the CEO announced that Cyber Monday and Black Friday were over 120% beating expectations. So a lot of people bought into the stock, bought into that hype, and it did push the price up. So right now the volume is roughly 3.1 million, and on average it is actually at roughly 5.5 million. So it is down a little low, and it's weird because we did have some news today, so it doesn't really make sense. But the 52-week high is $7.64. The 52-week lows are $3.25. So as you guys can tell, it is up roughly 70 cents from its lows, but over, $3 from its high. Now the market cap for this stock in this company is roughly $635 million. So if you'd sell all of the stock at this price point, that's pretty much how much the company would be worth. Now the float, for those of you that don't know what float is pretty much the shares available to buy. And the float is roughly 120 million shares traded, or 120 shares available for you guys to buy. Now, why float is important is because if that's, say you have a low float of, that's say 1 million, so I always like to look at the float before I actually purchase a share of a company. So now we're going to turn to the computer here so you guys can see the support, resistance lines, everything that the chart actually looks like. So let's jump into it. We'll see you in there. Alrighty guys, so we are up and loaded here. We are up on the Moomoo trading platform. I like this platform. It's very easy to look at, not too overwhelming. If you guys want to get a free stock card just by signing up, there'll be a link down below for you guys. So looking at GoPro, you guys can see the highs right here is $77, and this is in January, or a little before January of 2015. So this is obviously a couple of years ago. But this stock sold off. Look how much it sold off right in here. Right from, what year would this be? August all the way to May, June, September. We had this huge sell-off here. Okay, it did get some sort of volume. Now this is probably when they released cameras. Each one of these was probably when they released a new set of cameras, and that's when we get a lot more volume. So now looking at the stock, what are some support, some resistance lines on it? Well, looking at it, you guys can see there is some resistance all the way up here at $77 because that's the high. So let's draw that out just so you guys can see it. So right here, boom, there's some resistance all the way up here. Well, do I think the stock's going to hit it anytime soon? No, but it's still good to draw it out just for some trading purposes if you guys want to make swing trades on it. There are some resistance here at $64. You can draw that out. There's some resistance all the way at 17. Now this one is something, maybe that I could see this happening. I could see the stock squeezing up here, maybe to 17, long term if they release some sort of great product or something like that. Now, they do have more resistance here at $11. Pretty much the resistance is pretty much the highs of which the stock started to sell off. So as we guys can see, boom, some resistance there. There's some resistance right in here too. This is probably the strongest resistance on the chart. Now, the reason why I say it's the strongest is for a couple of reasons. Is because this stock's hit it not once, but twice. There's no other sign that a stock has hit a resistance twice and actually confirmed it. So it hit it here once, came back up, hit it here twice. And now looking at the support side, support, it's right around that support right now. So let's zoom in a little bit just so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Now you guys can see this stock did really bounce, from pretty much from the $4 mark all the way to $3.61 mark. So there's some nice support in there. So we can definitely put a hit in that. So we can put it right here, at maybe 55, I think would be a good spot. Now, does this stock offer dividends? No, it doesn't. This stock does not offer any dividends or any really incentives for people to actually purchase the stock just on the. So if they did offer a dividend, there would be a D down here, not a E, because this is the earnings release and they would have a D as well. So as we continue to kind of zoom out here, you guys can see that it actually makes sense. And for the support side, there's a couple support that I see. This is a very strong one right here at $7.31. Now, the reason why I say it's strong is because look what that's coming in contact with right here. Support, boom, breaks through it, comes in contact. So old resistance or old support becomes new resistance. So we had some support right here, it breaks through, that's new resistance. So if this breaks through here, this old support is going to actually act as resistance for this stock. So looking at it in the trend lines category here, you guys can see it is on the a nice downward trend line. We should probably make this a different color. What do you guys say? Probably a pink, so you guys can see it a little easier. But now obviously there's this massive one right here that just got tanked down. But right now, I think for a clear sign of a reversal here, we would need a break over the 530 area. Once we get a break over that, now the next resistance is going to be all the way at $7. So there's a $2 window here where you guys could make some money. Setting stops, 30 cents below it. So you risk 30 cents to make $2. You could be wrong, how many times? You could be wrong 5 times and still break even and still even possibly make money. So that was a nice little breakdown here. As you guys can see, the volume is down below. So looking up in the top right here, you guys can see the high, the open price, the lows. This is why I like the Moomoo platform. It's because they break everything down for you. So that you do have the, the highs, the open price, lows, the bid and ask percent, volume percent, 52-week high, 52-week low, historical high. So the historical high is almost $100. Okay, so this company would be worth billions of dollars if it actually came back up into contact with it. So there's no dividend offered, and a couple of other things. Another reason why I like the Moomoo platform, not to keep shouting them out, but they're a great team of people, is they do break down the bid and the ask. So you don't have to purchase, any extra level 2. So you guys can go in, you guys can see the time and sales, and then you get to see where they put their money. You get to see the capital flow trend. You get to see, the inflow, the outflow. You guys can see, pretty much everything where they put their money. The analysis, what, ETFs it's in, and a variety of other things. And then they do have the financials. I'm not 100% sure on the financials, but they do have this, the balance sheet. So you guys can go ahead and click that. Let that load up. It does take a minute. So you guys can see all the assets, the liabilities, and you guys can, see the shareholders equity. So you guys can see the executives own roughly, 1%, other investors 44, institutional 55, and a variety of other things. So I think that breaks it down pretty decently, guys. If you guys have any questions, please be sure to leave them down below. So that is it, though. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. And if you did, don't forget, drop a subscribe down below. Do it. Smash it. Do what you guys do. So that is it. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Remember to always stay happy, stay positive. Take care.